everybody. We're going to be talking about how to create and live a more mindful life. What does that look like and how to do it? So I'm going to go over 10 tips to help us find daily opportunities. We're going to redirect our energy and we're going to go within rather than thinking of life like constantly reacting to circumstances. So stay tuned and I'm going to show you how to find small pockets within your day to do just that. All right, tip number 1. I heard a phrase recently that I really connected with, I really liked, and it's called the hour of power. So half hour in the morning and a half hour before bed is the perfect time to create harmony before setting off on your day and before drifting off to sleep. So instead of reaching for your phone or turning on the news, take 30 to be mindful about what you want to put into your consciousness. You want to think about it. You're waking up refreshed, first thing in the morning, and you don't want to fill yourself with all that negativity, either from your phone or social media. Or you're about to go to bed for the night, and you listen to the news and story after story about all the violence and the division in our world. Your body actually perceives this information as an actual stressful situation, and it sends you into an alert. This heightened state is called the stress response, and it can increase your heart rate, your blood pressure, and it can make it absolutely more difficult to fall asleep. So you can just use some of the following tips and find a more proactive way to fill this time and not carry things with you. Tip number 2, being present. Being present means not living in the past by feeling regret or playing something over and over in your mind. And you're not projecting your awareness forward by feeling anxious or fearful. So you may think this is hard to do, but if you think about it, you might already be doing some of these things and not even realize it. So anytime that you are so immersed in doing something and you don't even realize the passing of time, you are totally present in that moment. So what does this mean? Reading a book, taking a walk, gardening, listening to music, or even exercising. So I actually used to be a professional baker, and when I was decorating a cake, I was so intently focused on that moment and what I was doing, literally hours passed by and felt like minutes. So being present is actually one of the easiest ways to come back to the present moment and feel mindful of what we're doing. So just make sure that you find something that brings you joy and that you like doing. Tip number 3, affirmations. Like anything else, positive affirmations require practice. If you're not used to saying them on a regular basis, they probably won't make much of a difference in times of need. But if we want to start to make less room for the negative thoughts, we have to show intentional practice with the positive thoughts. So let me encourage you for a second here. We have about 6,000 thoughts per day internally where we talk to ourselves about ourselves. So let's say half your thoughts were negative. You don't realize it, but they are. If someone were to put you down 3,000 times a day, every day, you might actually start to believe it. So when you become aware of this, that you're talking negatively about yourself, like, I can't do that, I'm not going to get that job, or I'm not good enough, I want you to strike that from your awareness. You're going to imagine taking some whiteout, an eraser, or hitting that delete button on your keyboard and getting it out of there. Then I want you to replace it with a positive, supportive statement like, I'm doing the best I can. I am becoming my best self, or every step is great progress. So you might think this sounds all woo-woo and it doesn't work, but there was a Japanese scientist named Dr. Emoto. He conducted experiments on water molecules where he exposed water to words, thoughts, emotions, even music. He then observed the changes in the structure. He found that positive intentions, words like love and gratitude, had a transformative effect on the water crystals. But so did negative intentions like, I hate you, you make me sick, or I will kill you. Being that our bodies are made up of about 70% water, think about what your negative thoughts are having on your body. So he even showed us a difference in water that had been prayed over by monks versus water that had not been prayed over. So from all of this, it was determined that water is alive and responds to our emotions. So think about your body. Let me give you an example. I work at a hospital with cancer patients, and I like to share this story and empower them to make mindful choices as they're going through this process. So everything that they listen to while they're going through treatment, that's news, music, even people that they associate with. So talking about this one day with a patient, she became a very close friend, and we were talking about her chemo, her recovery, and what that looked like for her. So she liked this idea. She related to it. So on her next chemo treatment day, she brought in a handwritten affirmation that stated, "Just enough." I was curious and I asked her what she meant by this, and she shared that she wanted just enough chemo to kill the cancer, but not too much to kill her healthy cells. So the nurses were more than happy to tape this to the infusion bag, and I also witnessed some amazing nurses who I swear are angels on earth actually pray over this bag of poison going into their body. So I've spent a lot of time on this tip, and I could have done an entire video on this one in particular. So if this has led to some curiosity, you're excited to learn a little bit more about how to write affirmations for yourself, I will be making another video on how to do this. Tip number 4, cultivating gratitude. Regularly acknowledging things that you're thankful for encourages you to be in the present moment and focus on the positive aspects of your life. So when I'm depressed, feeling really low, I try to start with gratitude. So I try to start upon waking, saying a few statements, believing it, feeling it in my heart, and I like to end my day on gratitude. So life isn't always easy, and it's definitely not always fair. So when I'm really, really struggling, I start with something as simple as, I am grateful for my body, the fact my legs help me to be independent, mobile. My hands allow me to work. I'm a massage therapist to massage patients, and at one time decorate cakes. My eyes allow me to see. My lungs allow me to breathe. I go on and on about how grateful I am for how my body carries me through my day. I truly am grateful. So when I show gratitude for my body, and I do so with sincerity, I venture into being grateful for other things like nature, the trees, the clouds, my family, and my friends. So the fact is, you cannot be simultaneously in a state of gratitude and feel depressed, because feeling grateful is incompatible with negative feelings like fear, depression, and regret. So you might want to start a gratitude journal if you like to write. I'm not really one who likes to journal, so I prefer placing my hand on my heart and truly feeling this as I say the words to myself. Tip number 5, mindful breathing. This is one of the quickest and easiest ways to become present in the moment. As you begin the practice of mindful breathing, focus on your awareness on the breath. And if you get distracted, just gently, without any judgment, come right back into the breath. Not sure if you've ever heard the term monkey brain or monkey mind. This is where our heads are preoccupied with the constant chattering of thoughts like, I don't have time to do this, or I can't do this, or I should be doing laundry, or whatever is on your to-do list. So what do? You're going to give the monkey something to do. So anyways, you're going to put him in charge, following the breath in and out of your body. As you do that, your mind actually has an activity and you have a relaxation response as a result. Tip number 6, meditation. Present moment awareness is about bringing your attention back to the immediate world around you and the experience you're living in that moment. So being present reduces stress, anxiety, it increases happiness and calm, and it enhances your personal relationships. Meditation is easy to learn. You can do it in the comfort of your home. And if you prefer a community-based atmosphere, you can find a local group. I feel the easiest meditations for beginners are body scans, breath awareness, and guided visualizations. But there are other forms such as transcendental meditation, metta or loving kindness meditation, focused meditation, mantra meditation, and you can also incorporate hand gestures called mudra. They help enhance our focus and direct our attention inwards. I strongly encourage you to at least try meditation. Start with something simple if you're a beginner, maybe 5 minutes. Do 5 minutes for a week, a couple times a week. Go to 10 minutes. You will easily be able to incorporate this into your daily life. Tip number 7, candle gazing, fire gazing. The formal term is called Tritaka. So this practice is very effective because out of the 5 main senses, sight is arguably the most powerful. What is it about staring into a crackling fire or a candle flame that fascinates us so much? Watching flames is extremely relaxing and puts us in sort of a hypnotic trance. Staring at fires physically lowers your blood pressure, promotes relaxation, slows a restless mind, reduces your stress levels, soothes your cranial nerves, and improves concentration. Do you need any more reason to take up this practice? Well, I'm going to share one more interesting fact, especially since I'm a massage therapist, and believe it or not, I'll admit I did not know this fact. The eyes are the fastest muscles in our bodies, and the human eye has 200 million parts. So just to track an object involves at least 7 different highly coordinated movements, which happens in less than 1/100th of a second. So the fact that we can slow our minds, we are focusing on that one point, be it a flame or the fire flame or the candle flame. We do become entranced, we slow down, and we actually have a positive and relaxing response to this. Tip number 8, mindful eating. This is probably the one where I lack the most discipline. My husband claims that we were trained to eat fast in school for the half hour or 40 minutes, whatever we had for lunch. So being fully present and aware during meals involves paying attention to the sensory experiences of eating, such as the taste, the smell, the texture, and the appearance, and recognizing physical hunger cues and not just overeating. So mindful eating encourages us to savor each and every bite and enjoy the process of eating without distractions of watching TV, eating in the car, or just being on the run. The benefits of being mindful of the food you eat: it can promote better digestion, keep you full with less food, and you can have a healthier relationship with food. So when we go out to dinner, we often sit at the bar because we don't necessarily need a table. It's just the 2 of us. There are TVs on, usually multiple channels on simultaneously, music, people talking. So needless to say, lots of distractions. But if we remain focused on the experience of being with our family and friends, we can improve our relationship with our food, our bodies, and our loved ones. Tip number 9, mindful communication. Okay, on this point, I am a work in progress, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's really working hard on active listening when someone's talking to me. I have found that I lose my train of thought when communicating with someone. So while they're talking, and I want to engage in the conversation and respond, but by the time that they finish what they were saying, I forget what I wanted to say. So as a result, I found myself interrupting them, because I don't want to fear losing my point. This is not mindful communication. It's actually inconsiderate. Listening to respond means you're formulating your response while the other person's still talking. It's self-centered. It can lead to miscommunication and definitely misunderstandings. So what I now try to do is listening to understand. It shows I value them and it shows I honor them. Our last and final tip, number 10, grounding. Grounding techniques help us refocus on the present moment by creating space from stressful situations. These techniques use your 5 senses to help you move through any difficult situation. One of the most popular techniques is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. So when in a state of panic, you're going to list 5 things you hear, 4 things you see, 3 things that you can touch from where you're sitting, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Doing this pulls you into the present moment, definitely. Second thing, make yourself laugh. Watch something funny, like a video or a comedy. You can spend time with your pet, listen to music, walk barefoot in the grass. Touch something comforting like a smooth stone, a favorite shirt, soft blanket. Sit and listen to your surroundings. Do you hear anything in the distance? Any dogs barking? People talking? Traffic? Let the sounds remind you where you are. I hope these 10 tips gave you ideas on how to cultivate a sense of inner peace through your daily life. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Till next time.